Taurus rising, Taurus sun, moon, and Venus signs. Happy to be with you guys today. Thanks for joining me over here on my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. I'm going to read your tarot cards. Let's do some shuffles, connect with that energy out there for anyone wanting to join this reading. I'm gearing it more towards Taurus rising, but of course, anyone and everyone is welcome to join. If the messages resonate, speak to you, motivate you, inspire you, empower you, awesome. Take it and run with it. If they don't connect with you, or if you are at all opposed or adverse to the messages that come through, you can click off. That's okay. Not every time will these messages speak to you and resonate with you. I'm very aware of that. I set the goal, the aim, the intention that these do help those who need to hear them, but if that's not you, that's okay. No harm, no foul, right? Not for everyone, but that being said, hopefully lots of this is serving you in a way that makes a difference. That's what I'm trying to do here. So, you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Come in with an open heart and an open mind, and again, release what does not serve you. Those are my rules, guys. All right, let's go around the zodiac wheel and see what I can tell you guys for weekly messages. And I'm going to, as I did last time, mix it in with a little bit of astrology just because I think that's a great backbone to sort of start these readings off with. So, you got the sunshine coming in your house of dating and sex, as well as leisure activities, hobbies, sports, your creativity, your creative life. In fact, let's start there. That feels like just a beautiful way to start your reading. Warmth is the first thing I get. Something that quite literally to the touch is warm. So I don't know if you're doing something like, what is that art? I guess glass blowing, something that's heated up. I know that sounds really absurd and that's obviously a very specific message, but you may literally be doing some sort of arts and crafts that's like hot or heated or hot glue. Of course, that's not for everyone. Others of you, it's just sort of the warmth in terms of the metaphor of it fills your heart with joy. It brings you great happiness to spend time with your kids, to see your nieces and nephews. You may be connecting with people, and there's just a really beautiful, lighthearted energy about this card. It is closely connected to the zodiac sign of Leo, so possibly you may be connecting with a Leo, or there's just more of a focus. The light is shining, so to say, on your dating life right now. So love that. Great way to start your reading. Interesting. Some of you, the way these cards are falling, I'm strictly reading this in terms of like the tarot story. If this makes any sense to where you are at, if you are with a partner and you love them and you are thinking about family planning or have sort of immersed yourself more in that process, this could very much lead to pregnancy. Happy news of pregnancy. Wish fulfillment with the Empress card, which, yes, does represent a lot of my Tauruses out there, male or female. It's a card representing planet Venus, love, abundance, things of that sort. As with this, you have a really buoyant, happy energy coming in this week, Taurus. So awesome, good for you. But yeah, if you are at all thinking about starting a family, which frequently does have to do with your sex life, right? It seems like that pans out in a very positive storyline for me, if that is your message. Of course, you can always choose to view tarot through a different lens. You know, the idea of giving birth to something. Maybe it's a creative endeavor that you've been spending months on, and maybe you're about to release it to the public, and hey, maybe it garners a lot of praise, a lot of attention. Venus, the planet of Venus is very closely associated with money and finances as well. So, and that card is specifically coming up in your long-term committed partnerships. 7th house matters, so long-term partnerships as well as business contracts. So excellent money card, and I would even say excellent dating romantic card. You know, planet Venus, we like to see that showing up. And I even love, too, what's opposing that in terms of, you know, you versus them or you versus the romantic prospects or suitor. You got the damn Knight of Cups. Taurus, whatever you're doing this week, you're doing it right. I love that. So Knight of Cups, Knights always bring change and movement into our life. He or she, right? The Knight of Cups is my hopeless romantic knight. He's a little bit dreamy. He's very creative, very spiritual, very compassionate, very empathetic, really connects to the heart space first and foremost. So this could certainly be you. In fact, for most of you, I do think this is representing the majority of you out there. Of course, it could always go reverse because we definitely got some Taurus energy as well as Libra energy here. Possibly some water signs may be involved for some of you, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. These two are connecting. I would say there's an offer coming in to the Empress, male or female. I should put it this way because that's what it looks like on my board. She knows her value. She knows her value. She knows her worth. So she's not really accepting lowball offers, whether that's business related or romantic. But the thing is, he or she has a lot of substance to offer. I don't know. A lot of this to me is sort of feeling earthy and water-like. And in fact, if you're a Taurus rising, an earth sign is the ruler of your first house, then opposite of that is Scorpio. So your seventh house of partnership is ruled by the zodiac sign Scorpio. So earth and water tend to go well together, the same way air and fire do. You can mix and match with any zodiac sign. There's absolutely chance for compatibility anywhere, but I would say especially earth and water tend to blend well, and that's exactly what I'm seeing depicted in these tarot cards as well. So double down if that's your story. This seems like, something's coming in, and it's probably a romantic offer or something that has a currency attached to it, streams of income, value. So let's I will talk more about your dating life a little bit too as we go around. I see a lot of really good highlights, so I'm wanting to bring that to your attention, Taurus. So in your second house of assets, resources, even self-worth, crushing it again with my Queen of Pentacles. There's something, so this is going to be a more important area of your life in the coming few weeks, because your second house of, again, money and finances is ruled by the zodiac sign Gemini. So it will be Gemini season soon. So wherever the sun is a key focal point of your life. So it's not quite in this area yet, but it will be. So again, in the coming weeks, get excited for that, right? Mercury has just found its way into Gemini. So an increase of communications for all the zodiac signs, specifically for my Taurus risings. Conversations, information, details, writing, scripts, anything to do with money, assets, and resources, value. You will see an increase in sort of those communications, which I've been saying, I know that sounds like a very generic message, like, oh, increased communication, that happens all the time. Yeah, but there are other times of the month or year that I wouldn't necessarily say that. So with Mercury going into its domicile of Gemini, that really is a splurge, an increase of a lot of communication. So with that, make sure that you're not getting overwhelmed, or that you are bringing the appropriate attention and focus where it needs to be versus getting too overwhelmed or too distracted or scatterbrained is very much associated with kind of Mercury and Gemini. But it can also be a really tremendous time to get a lot of work done. If you work in sales, that's typically a good smooth talking, quick on your feet vibe. So something to look forward to for some of you. And Venus, the planet, which again has a lot of close ties to our love life, who and what we value, what we place value upon. It also has to do with money. So you have the planet of money that will be transiting your house, your section, area of life regarding money. So again, kind of more reasons to double down on maybe some good things coming in here. And again, illustrated with the Queen of Pentacles, I like this. There's some positive news with money. It's also creating a harmonious aspect, if you will, what we would call a trine in astrology, meaning 120 degrees apart. Things that work well together at that specific angle in terms of planets. Now, I'm reading this for tarot cards, so you have these cards trining each other. Not only that, in yellow, and yellow being kind of my air sign placements here, this feels good. A long-term wish about money, or for some of you, about motherhood. I know that's very specific. It's not for everyone, but I mean, why wouldn't I share that news with you if I see it? What's also really beneficial about this too, again, when those planets start to move more into Gemini, and by that I mean the Sun and Venus, they will be catching up with Mercury here in Gemini in a couple days / a couple weeks. The planet Saturn, which is currently sitting in Aquarius, again, for everybody. Where Saturn is sitting for you, Taurus rising, is in your 10th house of long-term career, your public image, your public reputation. Also a house that has to do with sort of your boss, your father, things of that nature. Anyway, again, a positive aspect is trining these two cards. So Saturn being a planet of responsibility, a need to focus in, to take something very serious in your life. This is a repeated message I'm going to be giving you for the next, several weeks. But if you give Saturn that time and attention and serious approach that it requires from you, you will see a beautiful result to whatever that hard work is that you are putting forth, whatever endeavors you're undertaking in your long-term career goals. It could have been at one point in time you were delaying it or resisting it or refusing it, but I guess that's why I'm being told to sort of hammer home the point. If you sort of embrace this side of Saturn that's like, hey, you got to put up or shut up, something really good comes from it. I'm hearing the word future-proofing, future-proof. I'm just going to show you this card. So this is the tarot card that's being associated, again, weekly. This is just a weekly message. in your 10th house of career. So if this is not avoidance or delay or a desire to not acknowledge, it might not be that. This may have to do with removing yourself from the public. It could be this week you are in hermit mode because you're working to accomplish things in your house, or you're trying to do something privately or in secret, or you haven't launched it publicly yet. It could just be a card of, hey, I'm going to keep it to myself, mum's the word, like closing yourself off from any sort of public display. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Sometimes that benefits us very much. So yeah, in terms of your 10th house, I'm not sure what that is. If it's not refusal or denial or wanting to ignore things, it could just be that you're really wanting to tap into your intuition right now. That's sort of why this woman wears a blindfold. It's not necessarily about looking for clues around her. It's about going within and listening to her heart. So, and that's regarding your long-term career. Jupiter is going to be headed into your 11th house of friendships, of hopes and dreams and wishes. So wherever Jupiter heads in the sky, it expands. Typically, it's a planet that promotes a lot of growth, but typically it's good luck. It's fortunate, so you may be connecting with larger groups of friends, larger groups of people, especially your online presence may increase. And with Mars in Cancer, with Mercury in Gemini, be cognizant of cyberbullying. That's something that I would definitely put a vouch in for a lot of you, that, how much you allow that to affect you, that could be just like, nope, not disengaging, not even going to let it bother me, right? Yeah, so there is expansion happening in again, your 11th house of large groups and friendships. These two cards feel like a desire to get away from it. There's a resistance to allowing yourself to shine or be seen here. And the thing is, I'm not sure if it's negative. With the Eight of Swords, I always want to sort of point out the idea of, don't let your fears control you. Don't become a prisoner of your own devices. Is that the right expression? Allowing your negative thoughts to take over and impede your growth, your ability to change and go after whatever it is that you want. Some of you may just be stuck. It may feel like you're working towards a dream and it's just not, you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. Again, Saturn says you will see it, but it's not going to be a Cinderella story. It won't happen overnight. But I would say in the small term, universe is asking you to recognize the small milestones in your path, because you do have good things, again, in your career sector. Wish fulfillment was some sort of health issue, to be honest. I know that's a strange way of putting it, but good news regarding something in, your yearly physical or this or that, or I don't know, again, pregnancy, whatever in terms of health matters. This week, again, there's a wish fulfillment, something that brings you a sense of peace of mind. You can kind of sit there with your arms crossed like, okay, we did it. Like, there's a sense of pride. From that, though, I also sense that there's immediately something about like, okay, well, what's our next game plan then? And I think universe is reminding you to celebrate the small successes. It's great that you accomplish something, but if you can't extract any joy from living in the moment, that's huge here. You're going to miss out on bigger opportunities, because it's almost like expressing gratitude to the universe, to the divine, whatever you believe in, right? I'm not here to impose that on you. But yeah, this is about appreciating the smaller moments, especially with your family too. You do have a little bit of upheaval, again, weekly tarot readings in your 4th house of home, roots, ancestry, the past, your family. Something from the past may resurface that just needs a look-see. And it could be that some of you, especially regarding your career or maybe your relationship, you might be stuck in the past. And I never mean to offend, ever, ever, ever. That's not what I'm trying to do. This to me is just saying, when the Tower card shows up, it does sort of point out the fact that you may be lacking growth in an area that so desperately needs it. So maybe in a sense, there is a bit of maybe time to take off the blindfold and assess where we're at. When you're in the when you're in the Tower, you're dancing with the devil. I always kind of joke, because those cards fall in sequence. It goes card 15, the devil, to card 16. We've become comfortable. It's sometimes a false comfort zone, very much same with this. And the devil does frequently represent fear or codependency or toxic behavior. Again, I'm not beating up on you guys. That's never my intent. But I think this is just making you aware, if it's something to do with either your house, your mother, your past. What are you clinging on to out of familiarity, but also maybe fear of the unknown, fear of taking a step or a stride in a new direction? just posing the question, right? And you'll know the answer to that, right? If it's really been nagging at you for some time and this is offering you confirmation of, oh yeah, I do need to do that thing, then great, it's your message, message received. Some of you, if you don't know what that is, it's possible that this could just be something surprising that comes up. And the Tower is not always bad. I would say more often than not, again, it points out something that needs to be healed or fixed. Sometimes, it's Mars energy, so it can just be a little bit of pent-up aggression, some building aggression. It can also be a card of great sexuality, again, tied to Mars. Mars is the planet of sex and sexuality and passion, desire, pioneering spirit. A lot of great connotations to Mars energy. The Tower, I don't know if it's my favorite. I'd rather see the Emperor showing up, but hey, sometimes maybe you're just having a lot of sex in your house, right? That could be a higher vibe of that card. What else do I want to tell you? Happy birthday, by the way, to all the Tauruses. I neglected to mention that from the get-go. Honestly, I don't love the Eight of Swords, but the fact that it's coming up in your friendship, that could just be an awkward conversation you have to have with someone, or especially if your interactions online, you may feel like you're put in a very awkward place and don't know how to liberate yourself from that. If it's not worth your time, just walk away. Maybe that's what this is like ignore it, walk away. It's not so much about slapping a Band-Aid on and not dealing with it, but if there isn't something to be gained, then why poke the bear? That's sort of what I'm getting at that. And again, certainly not a message for everybody. I just keep seeing pregnancy, and to be honest, I've actually been seeing that in a lot of zodiac readings this week, especially with my earth signs. So, maybe there's something to it. Something in the stars. Yeah, some of you may be in the process of moving homes. And it's, again, I don't want to cast a shadow over this. I'm just going to be really blunt. It seems like there's unwanted surprises that await you, but if you're able to push through and maintain your temper, maintain your balance, your ease, if you don't pop off unexpectedly, beautiful things will come of this, but I'm getting it's a process. Something about wrapping up a cycle, and I do think it has to do with siblings or the family or the home. Something very positive comes out on the other end of this. Again, wish fulfillment, good things. But there's like one last hoop you have to jump through, and it almost feels like a test from the divine, especially if you do struggle with, I'm just going to say it, like temper issues, right? There's something that's wrapping up, and it's not necessarily a fun chore or task to sort of go through that last stage of whatever this is, especially moving. I'm getting a huge thing about moving or a commute or something like that. It could be that you're just at the end of your rope and something needs to end and the universe is like, it is, but you need to be patient. And some of you, and typically my Tauruses are very patient people, some of you might just be struggling with that. Again, something about, Mars placements or, I don't know, something with like aggression or anger. If it's not you, it could be someone else coming at you, and there's that temper could flare up. So just be cognizant of that. Be aware of it, right? I think this is all going to end well eventually, but the best way I can describe it is there's one more hoop to jump through. So just bear that in mind. Yeah, that looks good though. So let's go around the zodiac wheel and see for romantic partnerships. More for your dating life. Honestly, your houses of dating and love, romance, things of that sort look fantastic. You have some really excellent cards, so good for you. I'm happy to see that. You may reunite with people who live at a distance. People who live long distance, if you have friends in different cities or states or countries or something. Something you necessarily or couldn't necessarily do by car, more by plane, long distance travel. You may have a reunion. You may also have a high school or college reunion. Even if it's not officially like the alumni, it could be getting together with a group of old college mates or friends or however you want to say it. Again, a great card. Mercury in Cancer, an exchange of warm thoughts, warm feelings, emotions, speaking from the heart. Overall, you have really wonderful cards, so good. Good, let's keep it that way. Let's go around the zodiac wheel. I'm going to read this more in a romantic sense, but if you want to, as I say, check sort of the vibe of if that person's still mad at you, maybe it's your sister or your brother or something, well, you can always assign it to that zodiac sign if you choose to. All right, here we go. Taurus, if you're dealing with another Taurus, the Tower. So, this is actually kind of beautiful. I'm seeing fireworks. This is the same message. There may be a temporary explosion, and I don't even think that's the proper word for it. A temporary surprise, a temporary shock, But it's all about how you deal with it. You can be expelled out of this tower or you can swan dive. And I know, again, these are metaphors, obviously, but there's something about, I'm hearing grace and forgiveness. There's grace. That's a song. That's a Def Cab for Cutie song. There's grace within forgiveness, but it's hard for me to find. Is that, it's Ben Gibbard, Death Cab for Cutie. If you guys know what song I'm talking about, there's something about that song that's very significant. I'm also seeing fireworks, like 4th of July. I don't know if that's like a date, or maybe this is an upcoming event that you will experience later. There could be a bit of a blow up. There could be a bit of a fight, an entanglement. But again, it's how you deal with this that will make a world of difference. If this person means a lot to you, you should swan dive out of it and not add fire to fire or fight fire with fire. It might be best, it's something about the swan diving out, to leave with a sense of grace, rather than to engage further, to just be like, okay, not for me. I'm just, like, there's my exit cue. I'm not going to, again, like, poke the bear. There's something very important there. Sorry, that was a long-winded message. If you're dealing with a Gemini, Knight of Swords, so because this card does represent Gemini, I like this. I think there's going to be a lot of swift communication. You will know this Gemini is interested in you if they communicate easily and effortlessly. If you have a Gemini that's not doing that, they are not interested. Geminis, again, are ruled by planet Mercury, so they excel at quick, fast texts and writing and, yes, calling too, but if you're dealing with a Gemini who isn't communicating with you and giving you crickets, that's your answer. They've cut you off. Most of you, this actually looks really good to me. It's not even that much of an angry Knight of Swords, which sometimes happens. This one seems excited to speak to you, excited to communicate. So if you are dealing with a Cancer, all right, 3 of Pentacles, interested in building. I think this person is assessing it's like they're assessing your vibe. They're trying to catch a vibe. Like intuitively, they're trying to kind of get a pulse on your energy and what you may be thinking. But both people, this isn't bad. It just seems frigid in that no one is making the first move. And so someone's got to break the ice. Someone's got to address the elephant in the room. But again, potential for building looks good. 3, again, isn't always exclusive. This person may be testing out the waters, seeing what their options are, but I'm not even sure they're looking to like lock it down and make it committed. If you are dealing with a Leo, this Leo is pretty happy on their own. If this makes sense, of course it won't be everyone's story. If you're dating a Leo, especially a female Leo, she may find out that she's pregnant, especially if you guys have been trying, though it is coming out here, so maybe that's shocking news. Others of you, if the pregnancy doesn't make any sense, there may be a storyline here that this person is still longing for something of the past and they're not quite over their ex, or if this Leo is your ex, they're very likely still thinking about you. But again, I don't think they're vocalizing it yet. I think they're wondering if you have loyalty to someone else over them. If you are dealing with a Virgo, 5 of Swords, I don't like it. This is shady dealings. This is someone who says something and does something else. Sort of a tricky energy. Quite literally, in this deck, it's called defeat. So what else can I tell you? I'm sorry, guys. The stuff with the Virgo this week looks rough, but again, it could change next week. So check back. But that might be a message some of you needed to hear. Again, especially if it confirms what you're already thinking. I'm not here to like change your mind with the reading of a tarot card. Like, again, logic, intuition very much factor into this. But yeah, right now I don't like that vibe. 5 of Swords, it's like it really doesn't have a silver lining in my humble opinion. If you were dealing with a Libra, okay, cute. The Page of Cups, so offers from the heart, warm flirtation, very cute, very innocent, very sweet. Yeah, classic Libra. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, the Chariot. This person wears a lot of armor. This person is a spiritual warrior of sorts. I think I'm sort of getting the metaphor of like they've fought many battles, and so they are careful and cautious with how much they reveal about themselves. It's like the suit of armor. They don't like to be vulnerable, but in time they will remove the layers if they trust you. If you guys can establish a nice rapport and some trust, you will get to know this person more, but they may come off as a little bit, not defensive, not cold, but what is a good word? Not standoffish, but there's hey, like, who are you? Like, they need to understand who you are before they start being like, yeah, let's be friends. Like, so it's slow, but it's full of potential. This is like a card of victory. So give it some time. You may see some turnaround there. You may be spending a lot of time at their house or getting to know their family, getting to know them more intimately or more personally. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, oh gosh, I could see this going 2 ways. The Sagittarius may have gotten a new job offer, which is consuming a lot of their time. if you guys are on the outs, this person may have already moved on to another Aries. Yeah, they're busy with their job or they're busy with an Aries. And, maybe their mother is an Aries, right? It's not necessarily infidelity or anything like that. But yeah, I would say you're not the main focus right now, if I'm being completely honest. If you were dealing with a Capricorn, oh gosh, the Seven of Swords. Unstable effort is what this card is called, so I'm going to leave you with that. That's currently for the Capricorn. If you are dealing with an Aquarius, Page of Pentacles. Okay, so small offers, but very solid, very reliable. This person isn't making offers that are, again, just wrapped up in kind of like this dreamy, hopeless, romantic thing. Like, no, this is actually something you could build with. Again, it's slow, though. It's small. It's not coming in with a lot of passion yet. If you were dealing with a Pisces, the Devil. Is it a good devil or a bad devil? I think this is sex, to be honest. I actually don't hate that card. I think there's a lot of sexuality to the Pisces nature right now. And if you are, so that looks good if that's what you're looking for. There's definitely a lot of underlying heat there. That's what I get from that Devil card. And if you are dealing with an Aries, you had an Aries come up several times, so I feel like some of you are definitely dealing with an Aries. This card is Two of Cups, and it quite simply says love. So for some of you, something with an Aries is going to be bomb. Others of you, it may be complicated because obviously there's multiple Aries out there, right? So it's touch and go with some of the placements, but again, this doesn't always indicate Aries. It could be, but there's one Aries in particular that says, hey, Two of Cups, this could be good. This could be really cozy. So that's what I'm going to leave you with, Taurus rising. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thanks for joining me today. It means the world to me. And remember to enter the contest if you want to win a free tarot reading from me. Other than that, I will see you next Wednesday for more readings. Bye, guys. What's up, guys? This is a friendly reminder to submit your name if you are looking to throw in a submission to the Win a Free Tarot reading from me, the Intuitive Teacup. There will be 3 winners announced on May 9th, and in order to submit your entry, I am asking that you leave a comment on any video of your choice here on my channel. It has to be one of my videos. Listing the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself, 3 qualities you find very likable or desirable, 3 things that you're proud of about yourself. So loyalty, trustworthy, creative, funny, compassionate, any of those things. It's up to you. Leave those 3 descriptor words, and next to it, I want you to include the hashtag Team Teacup. That's just simply to let me know that you're entering your name for the competition and not just leaving a random comment. So yeah, that is what you're being asked to do. 1 comment is 1 submission. You can submit as many times as you would like, aka leave as many comments as you want. They can be the same descriptors, different ones. That's entirely up to you. So there will be 3 winners. If you are a winner, I will comment on your comment as well as announce your name on my channel and my Instagram. From there, we will message privately and you will be allowed to submit 1 question you would like me to answer. And that's that. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. Of course, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. It really does help me. And I welcome you to join me over on Instagram because that was sort of the brainchild of this contest anyway. I reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is great. I love interacting with you guys there, and it allows me to do things here on YouTube that I can't. So welcome you to follow me over there or on Facebook. It's not necessary. It's not required to enter the competition, but you do need to submit to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that's about it. So I look forward to announcing the winner Sunday, May 9th, so make sure you enter before then.